Hi again, it's Jason from Fraser Valley Rose Farm, and today I'm going to burn a stump, which on its own is not all that interesting, but I have one little tweak to my technique here that will make this go an awful lot faster. The stump has been here for 5 years. We chopped down the tree 5 years ago, and you'd think it would have broken down a little bit more than that. By now, I obviously can show you parts where it's starting to rot, but it's very firm in here, and I would like to reclaim this space sooner rather than later. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Well, as trashy as it may look, there's a very good reason why I'm enclosing this fire, the fire that I'm going to make, in these panels of sheet metal. I've used broken or damaged panels that were hanging around the farm here anyway, so I don't mind if they get a little bit of burn marks on them. They were going to be garbage anyway. And you could do the same thing and follow the same method if you had a tall enough ring of bricks, or if you had a burn barrel. It's just this was a bit too large for a burn barrel in diameter. So the valid reason that I'm talking about using this for is something I saw in the Netflix series Making a Murderer, and I don't know about all the other evidence in that show, but this stuck with me, was that experts in how to incinerate things, in their case human bodies, but in this case a stump, said that an open bonfire has a very low ability to do this work because much of the heat that we're talking about escapes outwards and upwards, and so none of it is really redirected back towards the center of the fire. So you can burn for a really, really long time and not get rid of the thing you're trying to get rid of. I've seen this in other videos that people have done trying to get rid of stumps, is that they have to burn it and then add wood, then add wood, then add wood, and they're running this over a week or more trying to get rid of this base stump, which just doesn't go anywhere. So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm enclosing it so all of that heat from my fire is going to be redirected back towards the center. Just a quick note on other methods of getting rid of stumps. Obviously there's manual methods of digging it out, cutting it out, getting a stump grinder. Those are all valid. I just didn't want to take that kind of effort. And what I have here is I have a property that has branches and wood that I have to take off as limbs, and so I have fuel, and I usually do some outdoor burns anyway within the year, so this is a good opportunity for me to do both, kill two birds with one stone, so to speak. And now that I got this fire sort of started here, I'm going to place one more piece of metal across the front here, not to block it entirely, but just to leave a little gap, and put one across the top, also leaving a little gap for air to get through. Hopefully it creates kind of a blast furnace in there. And since I've got that going pretty good now, you can see that as needed, hopefully not too much, I can feed it with the yard trimmings I've already taken that are nearby and just fuel that up for a day or so. And this is about 40 minutes in. Just pulled down one side of this to show you how hot that fire is actually burning now. It's like an inferno. When I close up that side, you can see the flames licking out the top of the can. So it's definitely a hot one. Okay, so I fed that fire for a full day. Let's see how it turned out. Whoa, this looks bigger than I even started. That's amazing. I can see it's burned around the outside, but wow, did it get bigger? Oh wait, wrong stump. This is one I've been trying to burn just in the inside of a pile. You can see how the flame just sort of licked against the stump itself, burned the outside edges, but the main stump itself remained intact. Let's go have a look at the real one. Pulled off the front lid, and this is the burn that I did, and it actually looks pretty promising there. This big heap of ash, but I guess I won't know until I pull off these pieces of metal just for safety and then dig into the pile. I'll mount the tripod and do that. Well, I fed this for the better part of a day and I let it cool overnight, but I would not be surprised if I still had some heat trapped in here. Let's clear away some of this ash and see what remains of the stump itself. Oh yeah, it's still hot. Did a little more cleanup. I have to admit, it's still throwing a bit of heat here, but from edge to edge, this thing was about 3 feet in width and about 15 inches high. It's still a tiny bit mounded in the middle, but as you can see, it's still smoldering away. So what I have is something that is now walkable for sure, and that I can seed with grass next season, I think. So that will do it. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please drop those below the video.